Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there. Consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. Oh, look at this. Hey everybody. Welcome. We're back. I'm back. This one is very special to me. This guy has been waiting 2, 3 times to be here, so I wanted to make sure that you came. It's Sunday. I wanted to sleep in, but I wanted to get this out because you were the one that waited for a very long time. Everybody, this is Mockingbird. He's an amazing producer and artist. I'm so glad to have you. Welcome.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This has been long awaited, so I'm glad that you can make it. So glad. So since this is your first time being here, so many people have no idea who you are, so you mind giving a little rundown if possible?
Yeah, sure. Um, I am a 16, soon to be 17, as of this upcoming Wednesday, the 22nd. I am a 16-year-old artist out of Connecticut, USA, who has been making music since about July of last year. And I kind of dabble in all genres. I try to expand my music vocabulary, if you will. I really put myself out there. I try to outdo myself on every track that I put out. And I just have a very deep, deep love and respect for music.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can tell you have a deep respect. Happy early birthday. Happy early.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. I can tell you got insane time. I've been listening to your stuff for the past couple of weeks. Since I think the first time um since the first time we met and it was so good. Your stuff was nice. It's amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, of course. I wanted to firstly start with this. What got you into producing anyway?
Um, Now I'm not necessarily your average producer. I mean, I don't make the beats and instrumentals that I use. When I put my name, because I credit myself as Birdie when I have a producing credit in my music, usually when I put that, it has to deal with a few mixing things here and there. But what it really comes down to is the frequency. I'll usually mess around with the hertz of certain songs because I've done some research and I've learned that basically, depending on the hertz and the frequency your music is at, it can appeal to certain parts of the brain and basically make you feel what I want you to feel. So if it's a sad song, I can make you feel, a little sad, a little thoughtful, melancholic. And if it's a more upbeat song, then I can make you feel more excited to listen to it.
Oh, I see, I see. Interesting. Interesting. So you're not the. It's kind of nice that you're not an average producer. You get to surprise people because when they hear this and they know you're a producer, they're gonna think you're like that average kind, but you get to surprise them. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm just like way off in the background, kind of pulling the strings like that.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I can see you in the background. You're an introvert. Get it?
Yeah.
Background, intro. Haha. It's
Yes.
funny. But anyway, going on with everything. What kind of inspired you to get into producing? Because I know you've been doing it for a little while. But what inspired you to even do it?
Well, I mean, I didn't take the time out of my day because I mean, to be honest, I don't think I could have ever thought like, hey, what if I mess with the frequency? What would that do? I kind of had to dig around for it and see if anyone else had been talking about it. And I realized that sometimes I feel like it just won't be enough to make a certain sound. I have to add a little something else, just a little something else, kind of just like a last minute touch before I, publish it. And that's what I end up doing. I feel like whatever I fail to do, the frequency could almost make up for it in a way. It's kind of just like the cherry on top. It's the kind of the bow that ties everything together.
Oh, I see. I see. Very interesting. I like it. Doing good for your first time. That's awesome. And those inspirations, I really admire that you have inspirations. Something got you into producing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Now I know earlier you mentioned that you're not your average producer. So since you're not average, this question will be great for you. How does the whole production even start on your end to making hits?
Well, believe it or not, I've been writing since about probably the end of 2018, early 2019. So I've been writing for a long, very long time. And I only just got, I got my laptop, which is kind of where everything comes together, and I got my microphone and all that good stuff. I only got that back in July of last year. So when it comes to actually making music, it's, I've only been doing it for a short period of time. But what I'll usually come across is a lot of it is, just your average YouTube beats. But sometimes I'll find something on SoundCloud because, in my opinion, if you want more unique and direct and more focused instrumentals, then you're gonna find them on SoundCloud. You're not gonna find them on YouTube because I feel like before you get, you got all of the type of beats that you find on YouTube that everyone uses nowadays. You kind of had the original titled beats on SoundCloud back, 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I'll usually just come across something and I'll work around until I find a melody. My brain goes 1,000 miles an hour and I'll start kind of coming up with all these different melodies and until something sticks. And usually it just comes down to a single word or a single phrase, and then I'll kind of structure the entire song around that. Whatever sticks is what I end up going with. And if I need to tweak it a little bit, because I am a big believer in syllable counts, especially when I do my rapping, I feel like if you don't get your syllable counts right, then the whole thing could fall apart. Rapping, singing, it always comes down to the words and how many syllables they have. So like I said, I'll usually come up with a single word, a single phrase, or I might have like, hey, I want to make a song like this. And then I'll just kind of go out there and try and find a sound that could complement that idea. But I'd say about 80 to 90% of the time, the music finds me. And I just try to make the best out of that.
Mm, that's really amazing. And I like that you have the music come to you and that you don't try and like look for it. Like when it comes to you, you figure out what to do with it and then you just run with that. I like it. And I love that you incorporate all that into your production and all that you make great hits. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's honestly really incredible. Now I wanted to ask this additional question because I ask this all the time. So overall, as a producer, how would you describe the music that you make?
How would I describe it? I would describe it as the person or thing that you always needed, but was never quite able to get, whether that be someone who's left your life and you want them back, or you see a movie and you're like, I wish I could be that character. I wish I could do this or that. I wish my life was like that. Um, I try to use it as a comforting tool for both myself and any of my listeners. I want it to be as if I am right there, right next to them, sitting next to them throughout the entire duration of the song. Because even if it's only for a couple of minutes, as short as a minute and a half, as long as 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, um, I want it to be those minutes where you can get away. You could leave everything else behind and embrace something new for a change. Even if, you're familiar with music and you're familiar with the genre that you're listening to. I hope that I could bring something unique and new to the table where it's like almost listening to music for the first time again. It's something completely new and different.
Yeah, of course, I respect that 100%. I absolutely love that you want to be different from everybody else. I mean, that's insane. That's amazing.
Thank you.
You want to go with that. That's incredible. I applaud you on that. I mean, you also get to surprise people whenever you're working with them, and they'll be shocked and they'll want to work with you again. So get those shocking moments too. That's gonna be really nice.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome. God, and you're doing good for a first time. That's awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, of course. God. Anyway, now I know that I didn't talk about me a lot when meeting you because I usually save it for when this time happens. But I usually always ask the question to everybody because I know you have something in there that you're curious about me. It could be about the show. It could be about anything because I don't really talk about me a lot. So it's about you, but usually everybody loves the back and forth thing. You get to learn a lot about me. So, do you have anything that you were curious about, wanting to know? And don't be like behind or scared about asking. I'm open to anything.
Okay. Um, yeah, sure. I have a question.
Cool, cool. Ask away.
Um, I mean, I'm sure you've gotten, asked this a lot, but I'm curious to know what led you to doing this. I mean, not just like, with me, but just in general. Like, was it you love the music? Um, are you a talker? Do you love to get to know people? Like, what about the idea of making a music podcast interest you?
Oh, good question. Good question. That's an everyday one. So the start of it was I was bored and I needed something to do. I mentioned a TV show, and my friend said it was ridiculous. I agreed it was ridiculous. He mentioned podcasting, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. Then I had an idea of music because I'm a musician. I sing. I also write. I also am a songwriter, so it made sense. I'm not gonna make another type of show that I have nothing know about. If I made a music show, I would know so much about because I'm a musician myself. So I was like, okay, I know so much about it. I might as well just go ahead and just run with this. So um, made the first episode a year ago, August 29th to the 2020. So I started the show. And what happened was that it wasn't getting enough venue. A lot of people were not. They were not quite. Not a lot of people were into it. And then I was like, what the hell's going on? So then what happened was I decided to just change the whole show around. Well, not really change it a whole lot around, but like expand it. So instead of just doing rap or hip hop, I do everybody. Singers, songwriters, producers like yourself, music directors, music composers, music directors, yeah, the whole backstory to the whole thing.
Oh, that's very interesting. If you're gonna do something you love, and I definitely appreciate you expanding the types of genres that you include on your podcast. I think that is definitely why, we're here right now and why it's gotten more traction than it had been.
Yeah, of course, you got it. Of course. All right, I'm loving this so far. Come on, fire more at me.
All right. Do you do all types of music or do you stick to one certain genre?
You mean interviewing or like making music?
Actually making it.
Oh. I don't I don't like record music, but when I songwrite, I do so many different kind of genres. I do R&B, pop, rap. Those are the main ones that I do. And I'll sometimes expand and I'll go into different genres. I'll go into different ones, but those are the main ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Do you have common themes that you put in your music, or is it just kind of anything that comes to your mind?
I love to put themes because I love for people to learn something from my songs. So when I write songs, I want to make sure that people learn something from them. So every song has a meaning behind it, like they have a reason. And I truly, truly believe in doing that because I truly believe making sure that people they learn something from my writing because it's important that you learn stuff and they don't pay attention to life lessons that are taught in school. They don't listen to anything taught in college. So when my written stuff comes out, I want to know that there's a purpose why I put it there. And I don't put stuff for shit. And I don't put it for like I don't just put it out there just because whatever. Like I do it because wanted to let them know, what's going on in real life and teach them something.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I respect that highly. I think in my opinion, the things that I put in my music, I feel like are what should be taught in school. I mean, I feel like when you're in school, you kind of get the basic understanding of, trying hard and, listening to your superiors and, because if you do that, then you'll get the grades that you want and you'll be able to, move on and get on to higher places in your life. But I feel like what really, you know, for the lack of a better word, plagues this like our society today and even our youth is just that deep, deep longing for someone else, in a lot of cases leads to depression. And I feel like, you have psychologists and counselors at your school that you can go to, but because it's in an environment where you're constantly being told to listen, 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 and never, in the sense of yourself emotionally speak your mind, I feel like it's not as effective as it could be. And what school fails to teach you in that sense, I feel like music can. I feel like music is a tool to educate, but not in a way where you don't want to listen and you want to goof off and you don't want to put in the work. I feel like it's a more natural connection between the person that's teaching, which is the artist, and the person that's learning, which is the listener.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I wanted to kind of add to the belonging. That's also the like other reason why I made this because they in the real world also musicians don't get told this, but you don't get opportunities like here to talk about you. You don't get opportunities like this from media, and they believe something like, "Oh, I'm gonna get asked on a TV show one day, or I'm gonna get to be on media," and they don't. So this is a place for belonging because you don't get opportunities. Like you can't honestly say, besides me, um, besides me, have you ever been asked an opportunity to? Yeah, excuse me, shit. I have a phrase in your life. Well, actually, besides me, have you ever been asked to be in media? And it could be interviews. It could be like anything. Besides this, anything.
Um, Actually, I have had one other one. It was I think it was over Zoom and it was a face-to-face type of thing. And but the only reason why was it was through Discord, just like this, you know. I feel like if I wasn't as connected with social media and not so much, I don't know, because the way I see it, I feel like the go-to is promote on SoundCloud and promote Instagram and Snapchat. But I feel like with Discord, because it's a little underused to that sense, you can find way more opportunities to be able to do stuff like this. So if I wasn't as active as I was on Discord and still am, then, you know, not only would I not have had my first interview a couple months ago, but I wouldn't be here either, you know? And I feel like that's where you come in and a lot of other server owners that are willing to take the time out of their day and create something where people that, you know, maybe hope to be on TV one day or hope to be performing in front of a large crowd can come on here. And I mean, the way I see it, this is a confidence booster, not just for me, but anyone else. You know, it's a reason, you know, hey, I may not be big yet, but I'm still getting these opportunities, so maybe it's worth it to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I totally get you 100%. The average person, though, I know you've been on interviews, and I'm sorry if I misled and said this your first one. My bad. My fault.
Oh, that's okay, don't worry about it.
But anyway, an average person would say no.
Yes, I
An
agree.
average person, most people have said this is the first time. Only a few people, only a very few, probably like 10 or something out of 100. Might be wrong. 100, almost 90. They don't really get opportunities like this. And that's what's kind of sad is that they don't get opportunities to showcase their talents. And because of that, they're trying much harder than everyone else to make it as a musician. So just to add to the depression and loneliness, to add to that, they want something like this. They need something like most musicians. They want something like this to showcase their talents, and they don't get opportunities like this. So they get emails from me, or they get messages on Instagram, or they get something from Discord saying, "Hey, you want to do it?" I mean, that's a sign of talent, and it's their chance. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when you're still on the ground, like, you know, if I had to guess, everyone that you've interviewed, including myself, you know, we're all underground. You're just not at that level where you could be taken seriously enough to be on a more well-known podcast or to be interviewed in front of a live audience, you know? I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like we have to take what we can get, and this is something that I highly doubt anyone takes for granted. You know, I feel like we all cherish this and we all appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. I've heard that. I've heard people have been ecstatic about the opportunity, and they're excited about doing it, and they even said they were blessed to do this, which I'm very happy that they are. It feels wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a position where you're quite literally giving them so much joy, giving myself so much joy just by asking us to be here and by, you know, like I said, taking time out of your day to do this and to look at, all of the forums and to look at your schedule. I feel like you're giving them just as much as they're giving you. We give you and everyone else music and we don't necessarily get anything in return. Like I don't profit off my music. I don't make any money off of it. So, I don't it's not like, I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, I want something in return," but to be given this opportunity, it most definitely is a blessing in disguise for me. It most definitely is an honor to be asked, "Hey, do you want to come on my podcast?" I would never say no to that.
Yeah, you can't say no to that. That shows that you were noticed.
Oh yeah.
That shows that you have some type of fans out there that love you. So yeah. All right, you got any more time at me?
Um,
Oh,
inspirations.
come on, you got some
Let's let's
more.
let's
Come on,
let's
Empty.
talk inspirations, all right? Who are your inspirations?
I kind of did this show just to fill up my time. So when I made the show, I didn't really have any inspirations because I didn't listen to podcasts a lot. Last year I didn't listen to a lot of them. So honestly, I cannot say for podcasting I have inspirations. I can't say I don't really have any. Just boredom, I guess.
Okay. What about music? Inspirations for music.
um, honestly, I get inspiration from musicians that have ever had a disability or they've had something that held them back or they had some type of thing happen to them before they had a career. Like Stevie Wonder, he has a disability, he's blind. He inspires me because he's the one that went on music even though he had a disability, which I admire a lot. Um, Rapper wise, Lauryn Hill, Eminem, 50 Cent, Tupac, Nicki Minaj and Lauryn Hill, they were the first female rappers I ever heard. And they inspire me because they're females and there is a dominantly male society and they're still going on and I'm so proud of them. And they're amazing. So they inspire me. And pop artists aside, Bruno Mars because he moves from Hawaii and he's in this American society and he's keep pushing on. So I admire him a lot. And I admire like people from out of country as making music from this country. Well, making music that comes into the country. I admire them too. So
Oh, that's very interesting. I find it interesting that you get inspired by people that have been through trauma, whether that be emotionally or physically. I find that very interesting. Is there any reason why? I mean, do you relate to that personally, or is it just something that you find more impactful to you?
I find it impactful for me. It's just so wonderful to get to have to know them at the age and for me I picked them for inspiration because they've been the ones that been working as hard as working harder than everybody else. And to me, that's something that I've done too. I look around and know that people are getting it more ahead of me, or there's people like more advanced or more professional than me, and I have to fight harder. And nobody helped me. Like when I started the show, nobody helped me. I have co-hosts, but they are not as active as me. So to know that those artists just fight their ass off to make sure um, they get things done and they get their talent out there. I use that inspiration because no one helps me here. Nobody. Well, I've had a few people. Dom the Don has helped me, but most people like Dom has only helped me for a couple months. I wouldn't say I've only met him like a couple months ago. Like I wouldn't say he was like my friend from the beginning of the show. Like I met him a few months ago. No offense, buddy. I love you. But I fought so much and I've done so much, and it's just it's just those people, they have make it keep going because people, they just don't. I guess they just didn't have time to help me out, and I have to fight much harder. So
Yeah. Again, I respect that, and I could promise you that you deserve everything. You deserve to be where you're at right now, and you deserve to be wherever you will be in, the upcoming years with how much work you put into this and your music. How you spend so much time mastering your craft. It's something that um, any artist who is coming up can respect. So props to you for that.
oh, thanks. I appreciate you.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Oh, you making me all glow out. Come on, give me some more.
Um, do you look for movies like films and books when you work on music? I mean, do you take inspiration from any of that, or is it more of just only artists, only people that actually make music?
Um, I also get inspiration from actually I don't get a lot of inspiration from books or like TV shows or movies. Movies that have like great music, or like they have I get like inspirations from them. I also get like ideas. I also get ideas from like books. I don't really treat them as like inspirations. I almost treat them like idea venues.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I
Come
think
on.
I think that's all the questions I had. I can't possibly think of anything else right now.
Oh really? Okay. Okay. I won't push you anymore. That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay. But thank you so much. You made my day.
Ah, I'm glad I was able to.
Oh, you're so sweet. So sweet. Totally. I was gonna talk about the showcase, but you don't have one. Um, so let me try. God, my brain's fried. Actually, how'd you come up with your artist name anyway?
So freshman year of high school, which was 2018 and 2019, I actually read for the first time To Kill a Mockingbird in my English class. And I think it was towards the end of the book, I believe it was Atticus Finch who basically talked about why it was a sin to kill a mockingbird. He talked about how mockingbirds, they don't cause any real disturbances, they don't eat people's crops, um, they don't, make holes in the sides of the houses like, some woodpeckers might. All they really do is just make music for people to hear. And because of that, because they aren't causing any disturbances, and because they're really only there to entertain, that's why it is a sin to kill a mockingbird. And when I was reading that in class and on my own time, I found that that really resonated with me because I had actually been struggling to find a name that really um, encapsulated me and described me as a person. And once I finished the book and once I finished reading that quote, I was like, that's probably the best thing I'll come up with. That's probably the closest I can get to describing me, and that's why I ended up going with.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. And I love that your name's based on To Kill a Mockingbird. That book is amazing. I read it a couple times. So good.
Oh yeah, classic.
You know it. I love that your name comes from that. That shows that you're a powerful musician. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to know from you, like, what's your next move? What new music can we look forward to from you?
Um, so as you know, I've been writing for a long time before I actually started creating music. And believe it or not, I've had a lot of stuff planned out, multiple EPs. I actually have my first album planned for the end of this year. I'm thinking New Year's Eve, right before the New Year, and it'll be called Anamoya.
Oh, cool, cool. What can you tell us about this new can you tell us about this new album that you have? Can you tell us a
Um,
little bit about it?
yeah. So by that point, a lot of the songs, I'd say maybe a third to half of the album, those songs will have already come out, whether it be on individual EPs or as singles. So, like right now on my SoundCloud, some of those songs will be on the album. I might kind of do a rough up version. I might try to re-record and remix just so that it's the newest and most up to date sound. But basically, it's going to draw from a lot of different genres. You're gonna have rock in there. You'll have rap. You'll have some pop. You're gonna have some acoustics, so not necessarily rock. You're gonna have straight out singing. You're gonna have tons of samples. You're gonna have a couple remixes in there, some dedications. It's gonna be all over the place, but I plan to do it in a way that makes it all cohesive. And if I were to sum up the idea of the album based off of what the word means, um, the whole album itself is dedicated to a person that you never knew, which is, I mean, one way to describe me, but it's more of a way to describe the real me. It's a way to describe Tyler Cronan, my real name, not just Mockingbird. So it's dedicated to me, but you never really knew me at the same time. You didn't know I existed until you press play. So that's kind of the whole idea behind the album. I planned for it to be very personal, very experimental, very blunt, but also abstract, grounded, but very out there. I wanted to raise as many questions as it does answer.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Telling from all that, man, I cannot wait to see what you got for your projects. I cannot
Oh
wait.
yeah, no, it's gonna be exciting.
I can imagine. I'm so excited. Excited. What led you to wanting to release an album this year, actually? What led you to doing that?
Um, well, I know I wanted to do it before I started gaining too much traction. I wanted it to be, sort of when I'm still a little unknown, but I still have enough people where it's not just going to be sitting there vacant. There's going to be plays on the songs. Um, I kind of want it to be a conclusion while also being an introduction. I want it to kind of be the end of an era in my life while it also signifies a new era. A kind of way to close a chapter in my life to start a new one. I don't know what's to come in the next couple of years, but I do know that this album is the last step for me. It's kind of like, here's everything that I got, and I hope you're gonna stick around to see what else I have planned and how I'm going to continue to grow as both an artist and as a person. It's kind of that first true look into who I am now. So you'll understand kind of where I'll end up going in the following years.
Mm. Oh, okay, gotcha. So this album's like a stepping stone for you?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a stepping stone and a milestone. It is my first album. It's gonna gonna take a long time for it to be perfect in my eyes. I've kind of been working on it over the summer, kind of doing songs here and there, taking the time out to make sure they're perfect before moving on. Um, yeah, I think it's definitely going to lead to something.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I love that you use it to are using this debut album to use as a stepping stone. That's awesome. That's awesome. I respect 100%.
Thank you.
I admire it too. But, uh, sorry, my brain's fried from earlier. That's my bad.
No, no, it's all right. I'm just as tired, so don't even worry about it.
No, I cannot believe that Sunday was the only day the entire like week to do it. I'm so tired. So tired. I don't know. I only get like a few hours of sleep during the week, so I got to sleep in today. I don't know. For some reason, I just my head's about to explode. I don't know, but um, really, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this. It's Sunday, and I can tell you didn't want to wake up today. I can tell that you did not want to wake up. So I do appreciate it. I'm so happy that we got to do this. We've been waiting for so long, and you're here. It's like yes. It's um like we did it. um,
Yeah, we did it.
how do you feel now that we did it?
Um, I'm gonna be completely honest, and no shade or no shade at my previous interviewer, but I definitely do feel like this was much more conversational. It wasn't just directed at me. And some people might find that selfish, like, oh, he wants to talk about him. But to me, I found that that definitely helped calm my nerves a bit. And it didn't have to be as professional as most interviews are. It was kind of just you and I getting to know each other, talking about what we love to do most, and it just ended up being more like a phone call, or just an average conversation with a friend, rather than an interview. And if that's how all of your interviews go, then props to you, because I can assure you, you're definitely not putting any pressure on your interviewees. So
Yeah, of course, and that's how every one of them goes. I don't really treat them as like professionally. I treat them more like hanging out today, like we're hanging out.
yeah, that I think that's definitely the way to do it, and more people should probably do that with their interviews.
Yes, absolutely. You don't want to have to put all that up. You don't want to have to pressure them up and getting them like upset or anything.
Yeah, and it's that much more genuine and natural.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's just as enjoyable, and you want to make sure the guest is getting is is having that nice environment. I think that's really important.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because if you make it too professional, you're gonna get sweating, you're gonna get nervousness, and you're not gonna get a kind of interview that you want.
It's not going to be as enjoyable and it's not going to be as memorable. So yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, of course, of course. I totally get you. And yeah, that's how all mine is. So you can expect this from in the future. So,
Okay.
um, God, I don't know what to say. You've been like really cool and nice, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that goes both ways. I can tell that you're even though your head's about to explode and you're super tired, I can tell you're a very upbeat and energetic person. You're very kind. Um, And I think most people would probably be stupid to say no to something like this if they knew how easy it would be.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's a conversation. I mean, it's not a conversation's not too hard. We do it every day, every minute of every day.
Oh yeah,
I mean, over 1 million conversations happen every day.
crazy.
You. But anyway, I did want to thank you though for being here. I do appreciate it. And I know we're nearing the end. Unfortunately, aw. Um,
Yeah.
no, don't worry. If you guys love him, he'll probably, hopefully, be back. Hopefully one day. Hopefully soon he'll be back.
Hey, you just let me know. I'll come back as long as my schedule is open and the times line up. I'll be glad to be here. Um, Again, thank you. I was honored to be here. I'm glad you found that I was worth some of your time today, even though it was postponed a lot. And I appreciate you showing up, even though your head's gonna explode. So I hope you can get some rest tonight.
Oh yeah, you know I'm going to definitely get some, hopefully just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little bit. But I know it's at the end, and I wanted to give this time, if possible. Did you have anything lastly you want to say to fans and the audience out there before you head off? Anything lastly?
Um, yeah. If you're listening to this now, and you've been with me, I deeply appreciate you. I hope you're willing to stay with me as you see what I'll be working on. And if you're new to me and you're just hearing my voice for the first time, then I hope you will give me the chance to prove myself to you over the course of the next couple months and years.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Thank you for those lastly words. Thank you. Make sure to check out Mockingbird down below in the description. Yeah. He's been amazing. You guys do not sleep on him. He's amazing. Don't sleep on him. He's insane. Thank you, of course, for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This has been amazing. And it's been incredible. Thank you so much. And I hate time zones, so I'm not gonna say night or day. I hate it, so I'm not gonna say it. But
Okay.
believe me, I hate time zones. Believe me.
Yeah. All
Believe.
right.
But anyway, see you guys on the next one that I do, and I'm doing a lot of them. Catch you guys on the flip soon. Bye.